Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 16th. This week, we're going to just jump right in here and see what is going on for you this week here, Virgo. Looks like a pretty good week. You show up here in a very strong position, so I like that. Definitely, like... I feel like some of you are focusing on your stability here, which is probably a good thing. I don't know. I feel like you could be completing a major karmic cycle, number one. I don't really see any cards of karma here yet. We're going to clarify once we go through this. And so I don't see any cards that would represent kind of like karma, but for whatever reason, I feel that the world card at the end here is representing like you kind of completing some sort of karmic cycle or something along those lines. I don't know. I think it's a good thing because I just get a sense of freedom here at the end. So it's like you're being set free from something like devil-like energy. It's like you're being set free from something that you feel has been holding you back for a long time. So that would be very nice. You start off here with this in perfect harmony card. Love it. It's like you're in perfect harmony. I feel like you're doing exactly what you need to be doing at this time. So I like to see that. I want to see what the next card is. Yeah, you have the shining through card as well. Damn. I kind of like where this is going already. To me, I feel like this is something that is inside of you. You have the Hermit right here, which is you, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But it's like you're shining your inner light at this time. So this could be definitely a very good thing going on for you here, Virgo. You have the Emperor, the Hermit, and the Knight of Swords here. I feel like you need to get past the regrets is what's popping into my head here, Virgo. I feel like you could have some regrets or some worries about the past. Maybe you've been worrying about the past here. It could be anything that you're worried about. And I feel like this Knight of Swords is like saying, don't live in the past. That's what he keeps saying to me in my head right now. So I feel like some of you need to not live in the past with this Knight of Swords energy. I just feel like you know what I'll say is there are these birds up here. It's going to be impossible to see those, Virgo, at the top. But birds in the tarot can represent messages. I feel like you keep kind of hearing things. I keep hearing things is what I'm saying. And so I feel some of you are worried about things from the past. Maybe it's something you said. Maybe it's something you did. I would let it go at this point here. With these readings. I'm not a big fan of the Emperor and the Hierophant coming up together like this in a reading. The reason why is, to me, it could represent like a punishment, but it's more like you punishing yourself, because the Hierophant has to do with beliefs and certain things that you do believe. But it could say that your beliefs are outdated or no longer necessary, and that's popping into my head. I feel like some of you could be punishing yourself for something that you just shouldn't punish yourself for, you know? And so I would let it go. I do feel like you have gone through something difficult here with the Hermit. The Hermit is standing at the top of a mountain here, and I feel like there's something shiny on the side of my face. I don't know what that is. Anyway, I feel that some of you are standing at the top of a mountain, shining your inner light with this card here, but it's like you've definitely been through a dark night of the soul. The thing that I love about this reading is Knight of Swords to the King of Swords. Major maturity, a huge jump in your maturity or your maturity level, or how you see the world. Could be anything. So definitely going in the right direction here. Next, you have the Dragonfly Spirit. It says truth transcends illusion. So I feel like you need to kind of experience something is what's popping into my head with this card here. I always say with the Dragonfly Spirit, it's like if you've ever looked through a dragonfly's wings, it's kind of shimmery, it's got this iridescence to it, right? It's it's almost like looking through a stained glass window. It's not like you're not seeing things for how they really are. So I almost feel that this card this week is saying no assumptions this week. If you want the truth of a matter, I feel like you need to experience it. I feel like you need to do it and live it and see it and breathe it, right? I feel like this is saying no just jumping to conclusions at this time. And yeah, that's what I would say there. You have the Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, and the King of Swords here. Again, I do get this element, I get this feeling of punishment here is what I would say. The King of Swords law and order, and you have the Hierophant as well. It's almost like you feel like, I feel like I've broken some rules, is what I would say to you here. I don't think this is a bad thing. I just think you need to stop punishing yourself for something. So if you're beating yourself up over anything this week here, Virgo, I would like definitely Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, right? I would like let that stuff go with this energy here. For others of you, I get a weird message here about kind of like learning. I feel like the words that are popping into my head are like past the learning stage. Those are the words, past the learning stage is what I'm getting here. In what's kind of like popping into my head here is it's like, you know, I see a lot of people who want to like start businesses or want to get into relationships as well. And it's like maybe they watch a bunch of YouTube videos about getting into a relationship, but then they just keep consuming the content, right? They keep learning about it, and then they don't ever take action. So I feel like it's saying, like, you've learned everything you need to learn about something, and now it's time to take action. So like I said here, it's almost like this reading is saying it's time for you to have the experience and to stop, you know, because again, you probably know enough. For some of you, I feel like this is work or business related. If you're like thinking about starting a new career or starting a business, I feel like it's time to take action. With this reading, it's like you know enough. For others, same thing in like love as well. I feel like it's time for you to kind of like get moving here. Kind of weird message, but I don't know. I kind of like where this is going. Next, you have the Courage card here. So obviously something is going to require courage this week. The Eight of Swords, basically. The Eight of Swords is being too close to a problem or being too close to an issue and not seeing a way around it. So it kind of represents needing to try other ways of doing things. If you're feeling blocked in any area of your life, it says, yeah, there might be a blockage that exists, but there are also other ways to do something where there are no blockages, right? So I feel like for some of you, it's like just needing to realize that if you do things differently, you are going to remove these blockages that maybe are in your life. You have the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Cups. The Five of Swords came out here with the World card. I do feel like for some of you, again, you could be ending some sort of cycle here and kind of like walking away from something with the Five of Swords. I do feel like some of you could be feeling stuck maybe due to a breakup or a separation. With that Five of Swords here, maybe you thought you were going to marry someone, or maybe you thought someone was going to bring you a lot of happiness and they didn't, or something happened here. Eight of Swords, Five of Swords. The World, though, is kind of like says that this stage of your life is complete. It's time to get to the next level. Really, there's really no reason for me to drag out this reading, because I feel just in general that this reading is more talking about like ending a karmic cycle. You know, again, I know that sounds kind of boring. It kind of is here, Virgo. But what I would say is I feel like you're kind of, it's like you've already lived through enough of this, you know, dark night, right? It's like you've lived through enough of this climbing the mountain. The Hermit, he is climbing a mountain to gain wisdom, but he's already climbed the mountain. He is standing at the top of the mountain and shining his inner light. So it's like you've already learned enough. And it's time for you to, you know, kind of complete a cycle and step up into the next, you know, get to the next level. Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty. So I feel there's like a lot of benefits here. This card, I tried to drop it. It wanted to come. This is the Sun off of another deck. It's the Ace of Diamonds. It is a card of great success and good things coming in for you. But let's clarify this and see where this is going here, Virgo. It's not really clear exactly where it's going, but let's see. Between the Emperor and the Hierophant, you have the key. The Hierophant has the keys to the universe right here. So, you know, right there are two keys. They represent the keys to the universe. I feel like you have the keys to the universe at this time. The Eight of Diamonds here in the Lenormand says that you have all the keys necessary to open new doors in your life, but it's time to kind of close out some chapters from your past. I feel like some of you, it's like maybe you're beating yourself up over some mistakes from the past or whatever. I feel like you need to like say, like, look at those mistakes and say, those were mistakes, and just don't make them again. You know, that's a whole, sometimes I think we kind of beat ourselves up for too long, right? And when we should just say, hey, it was a mistake, as long as you learn from it, then and never do it again, then you're fine, right? And that's what I feel like this is kind of saying. I do feel like there's some rewards coming in for you here, Virgo. I'm not clear where, though. We're going to have to look into that. You have the Nine of Hearts between the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles. Time to get moving. This card is called the Rider. It's like a guy on a horse. You know, it's time to get moving forward here. It is a card of, like, wishes, but it's also a card of, like, good news. So clearly there's good things coming in for you here, Virgo. Between the Knight of Swords and King of Swords, you have the Coffin, the Nine of Diamonds. The coffin door is always closed on the coffin. It basically says you are inside the coffin. You need to open up the door and step into this new world, right? So the coffin can sometimes represent kind of like somewhat Eight of Swords energy, keeping yourself stuck in a self-imposed restriction, not opening the door into this new world. It is considered to be a good card because it is like a rebirth, so there is clearly a major rebirth going on for you or some sort of transformation that is happening at this time. So really good card. Between the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords, you have the Eight of Spades. This card is called the Garden. You could read it as the Eight of Swords in the playing card reading system, or in one of the playing card reading systems. But what I would say here is the Garden is like a place of sanctuary. It's a place where you can take a rest or, kind of rest, relax, recover. It can also be represent abundance as well. It can be a card of a harvest. Sorry about that. Between the Four of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and Five of Swords, you have this Diviner card here. It's just a random card that's in this deck. It kind of represents me. And you have the Ace of Spades here. The Ace of Spades is called the Lady, and it could just represent you in this reading. It doesn't actually matter what your gender is, by the way. I feel like this is just you. It doesn't matter. The Ace of Spades can represent existing problems being resolved, Virgo. So definitely a very good card for you to get in this reading. Between the King of Swords and the World, you have the Clover. This is the Six of Diamonds. One of my favorite cards in the deck. It represents like a four-leaf clover, represents a lot of luck and a lot of good things coming in for you. It is also a card of imposter syndrome, so it can represent feeling like you're not good enough to have something or feeling like you're not good enough to get something. So it can kind of represent needing to get out of your head, which we see right here with the Eight of Spades. In your top row outcome, you have the letter, the Seven of Spades here. Could represent some sort of message coming in for you. Seven of Spades to me is a card of internal fears don't exist, so I would definitely let go of your fears at this time. You have the Queen of Clubs here. This is called the Snake. Remember what I was saying at the beginning about like devil-like energy? Very similar, not exactly the same, but the snake can represent seduction or being seduced by something kind of like sucking you in. The devil, the devil is standing on the black box of Saturn, and it kind of represents something sucking you in, right? So I would be careful of that energy, but mostly I would be careful of being sucked into your own like negative emotions. I would try to keep it positive. I do feel like there's a need to keep it positive this week here, Virgo. And in the bottom row here, you have the Crossing. This card, a lot of people have been getting this card. It's kind of interesting because it's like this burnt land right here in the front, and there's like new land ahead of it. So kind of, I don't know if it's going to focus here, Virgo, but it kind of represents needing to go through something that is, not so great to get to the other side, to get to something that is really great. So I feel like that, but I feel like that's where you've been for a long time. I feel like you've been in this maybe for a few years, in a place of kind of like, not being sure where things are going in your life, and it's like you've been trying to get to the other side. I just want to clarify something. I just want to see what is going on here, like what your reward is here with the Eight of Diamonds, because I kept getting the word, like some sort of reward here. What is this about, Virgo? You have the Page of Pentacles, card of studiousness. Again, like I said, in a lot of ways, I feel this could almost be classified as a graduation reading. Some of you could literally be graduating from something, but it's more like you're graduating from the universe. You're just getting to the next level. The Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness and is a card of like lifelong learning as well. Like I said, I would be careful of getting stuck in the learning zone here, up at the top here, and I feel like you need to realize it is your time to shine. You have this, shining through card here, so clearly I feel like it is time for you to shine your inner light with that Hermit. You have the King of Cups here. Could be love coming in for you. Could be a water sign if you're looking for love. It's like an offer. Page of Pentacles to like a court card could be some sort of offer coming in for you. It could be like a love offer, business offer, pretty much anything like that. And you have the Two of Wands, needing to leave a comfort zone. Yeah, this whole reading, I feel, is kind of asking you to be very courageous, to do something that makes you kind of maybe brings up some anxieties as well. Because, you know, there's this certain element of bravery in this reading, especially with this Courage card here. But the Two of Wands is also a card of leaving a comfort zone. I'm really surprised that the Queen of Wands, for example, didn't show up in your reading, because this has like Queen of Wands vibes to me here. Queen of Wands, the energy of more wholehearted energy, but she's also the court card of like bravery, needing to be brave, needing to be bold, needing to be assertive, needing to go for what you want. And that's like the Two of Wands. And so I feel for a lot of you, it's like kind of like saying, you have been prepared. Like all the difficulties, challenges, everything you've learned has been preparing you for some sort of transition or change. The World is a card of achievement, but it's also a card of birth. Like I always say, you know, this is a portal in the middle here. To me, the World can represent being stuck in the squeeze. It can say like you are being birthed through the other side of something. You are being birthed into a new world. So I feel for a lot of you, it's kind of like you are being birthed at this time into a new world, but it's kind of like going to require some bravery is what I feel with the Two of Wands. What the hell am I talking about here? I feel for some of you, this could be a work or business change here. For a lot of you, I feel it has to do with like you've been doing something for a very long period of time in work or business, and it's like now it's time for a change. So I feel like you need to realize that. For others, I feel this could be in love, for sure. But it's like maybe it's time for, you know, a solid commitment. And that's like what the Hierophant would say. But I definitely feel like you're shining bright. So love it. But thank you for being here, Virgo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.